All right, we are live. Just give it a second for people to join. Excited to do this Monday Mindset for you guys. You know this is Monday Mindset, marketing to get your money right. I'm going to talk about the 26 touches that you can do for your database this year to drive referral and repeat business. So if you've ever wondered, hey, what do you send or what can you do? I'm going to go over 26 touches that are a minimum of what you guys can do. But before I do that, I'm going to cue this intro and I'll see you on the other side.
There are no bad businesses. There are just those people who don't know enough to see the opportunities in the work they're in. If there seems to be no future or opportunity in it, it isn't always because it's not there, but perhaps only because we can't see it.
Let's go. It's another Monday Mindset. Appreciate you guys. Ryan, see you on. Joe, see you on. George, asking me what is our website. My website is remindermedia.com. So check that out. Would love for you to check it out. Is it Arin or Arin? Love it. Good morning. Good to see you here on the Insurance Syndicate. We're going to be talking about a 26 touch point plan that you can do really simply for your database. And if you have joined me the last 3 Mondays, I've gone over my FIT framework. So FIT was frequency, impact, and trust. And this came out of working with over 100,000 small businesses, doing hundreds of millions of mailers, social media posting, email marketing, and boiling down the successful campaigns to realize they really have what is called FIT. They have frequency. They're in front of people often on multiple channels. They have impact by what they're sending. It tends to impact the recipient, so the recipient actually remembers them. And then number 3 is it builds trust, meaning it positions you as the authority on your subject matter. And I gave the example last week, like me doing this show in the Insurance Syndicate, right? And I'm live on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. Me doing this show, this is just one medium of touch point that happens every Monday on the frequency of social media and through a medium of video, right? So I am in front of you now frequently every Monday. That's 52 touches a year for me to people who come on. Now, not everybody's going to attend every Monday, but you might attend maybe 10, 15, maybe 20. If I'm really good, maybe you'll actually attend 50 plus Mondays here on the Insurance Syndicate. But that's a frequency of touch. And hopefully it's high impact because it's relevant and gives you great information. But it also, what does it do for me as a marketer? And I have a marketing company. It builds trust. So now when you need help with marketing, the thought process is, well, let me go check out actually what Luke does, because maybe Luke can actually help me with this because I hear him talk all the time on the Insurance Syndicate. Maybe he can actually help me with this. So today I want to give you just an example of 26 touches that you could do and show you just how easy it is to get to 26 and beyond and really over 26. But I also want to share with you, like I just came back from the True Choice conference, and True Choice is an IMO, and they're helping insurance agents, they're FMO, helping financial advisors as well. And I just came back from their conference and I spoke on stage, but I got to meet one of my great clients, Brian Harris. And I used Brian in the example when I was talking about frequency. And I asked Brian, I said, hey man, how are you doing? Right? Because he uses our magazine and some other stuff we do, but he does a myriad of other stuff. And he said his firm is now up to managing $1.2 billion in assets. And for anybody who's not in the financial advising world, like that's freaking insane, like superstars, top 1%, right? And I said, hey, well, let's talk about your touch points, man. How are they going? And I said, can you send me all of your touch points that you're doing? And he sent me a slide, and I'll see if I can post it or share it. But it showed he does 275 touch points. His plan actually literally has 275 touch points. And I love sharing that. I literally just talked to him. We were eating the breakfasts and lunches and stuff like that together. I love sharing that because when people think of touch points, they think of one touch point a month. And why am I going to give you 26 touch points today? I'm going to give you 26 touch points today because 26, I believe, is just a bare minimum that you should be doing to your database in order to get frequency where they remember you and where you're top of mind, and so they use you. And Brian is a great example of the other extreme. He's doing 275 touch points, but he's doing $1.2 billion in assets under management, which is $6 million plus, way more than $6 million now, but $6 million plus in his actual revenue that he's generating for himself and his team members. So a superstar. And it's really easy to do too little touch points. It's really difficult to do too many. I'm going to say that again. It's really easy to do too little touch points to your database. It's really easy to do it's never, you're never going to do too many. So I messed that up because I was reading the comments here. That's what I got to get good at. I got to get good at reading these comments without getting distracted, maybe have ADD. But most people, they don't hit their database enough because they think it's spam, right? They think, oh man, I don't want to hit this person too many times. But the thing that Brian Harris has mastered is he does 275 touch points, but they're not all through the same medium. So he's not overbearing. He's not hitting you with 275 emails. If somebody hits you with 275 emails, that's going to be too much, and you're going to feel overbearing. You're going to feel like it's spam. You're going to unsubscribe. But it's a mixture of touch points on different frequencies that allows Brian to be a superstar like he is. So I want to go over 26 touch points, but I also want to share with you, because this is Monday Mindset. So it's Monday Mindset, Marketing, and Money. I want to get your mind right. We get your marketing right. So ultimately, we can get your money right. And I want to share with you, I put a quote up on my Instagram today, or actually it was late last night, about, what happens to people. And this quote really impacted me. So many of us, we have $1 million vision in our life, right? And I'm not just talking about the actual finances, but hopefully you have that vision as well for your finances. You have $1 million vision in your life, but you surround yourself with 1 cent minded people. And I think that is so powerful and so true, because here's what happens to us, right? Not only do we know we're the sum of the 5 to 6 people that we hang out with the most, you've all heard that before, but what happens so often is that you surround yourself with people who don't have a big vision. And when you surround yourself with people who don't have a big vision for their life, and here I'm going to ignore this time limit on my phone. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. When you don't have a vision, or surround yourself with people who have a big vision for their life, it automatically lowers your vision. And, in the arts of persuasion, one of the biggest arts of persuading is actually peer pressure. And when you feel the peer pressure of the people around you, when they're constantly speaking into your life from a 1 cent minded view, you will never fulfill that $1 million vision for your life. And here's the thing that you have to understand, right? If you want to live like the 1%, you cannot be like the 99%. If you want to live like the 1%, you can't be like the 99%. So that requires painful things. It requires getting rid of the people out of your life that are called drainers, that bring you down, that suck your emotion down, that don't have vision for their life. It doesn't mean you treat them poorly. It doesn't mean you don't care about them. But here's what it means. It means you don't let them influence you. Don't surround yourself with people who have a 1 cent mind when you have $1 million vision for your life, right? So as we get into this 26 touches, right? And these are the activities that you should be doing. Remember that it all starts here. You have to implement this $1 million vision. You have to get yourself around people like are in this insurance syndicate, right? That are coming together and trying to motivate each other. So the first touches that you want to think about, and I'm going to frame it up in 3 E's of content, right? So 3 E's of content. If you're wondering what type of content should I post on my social, what type of content should I put out there on my email, on my websites, or maybe what type of content should I be doing just for my client events and stuff? I call it the 3 E's: education, entertainment, endearment. So education, entertainment, endearment. These 3 E's of content give you a really good, from a category standpoint, types of content that you should be doing to your client base. Education is going to be things around your business, things around educating people on what you do, educating people on your value. This is one of your most important touch points to send, because this builds your credibility of trust. Entertainment is going to be relational things. It could be recipe cards. I literally, like, the number one testimony I just heard from being at the True Choice conference, and we have tons of clients there, coming up to me time after time after time saying, Luke, my people rave about the recipes in your magazine. We have these recipes on tarot cards in the magazine that our advisors send and our clients send, and they get so many compliments on the recipes. And I know what you're thinking, a recipe card to drive business for me, but because it's relational, because it's entertaining, people hang on to it. They don't throw it away. They see your brand. It triggers what's called reciprocity. You've all heard that before. When you do something kind for someone, they want to reciprocate it back to you. Your job as a business professional is to constantly be giving. And you give so much that it can't help but trigger reciprocity, that when they're in the moment where they need your expertise, or they have a friend that needs your expertise, they think of you and not the competition. So that educational content, entertaining content, and then endearing content. You heard me talk about this last week when I talked about trust. One of the things in trust that people don't realize that they can do is they can showcase their accolades. And one of the accolades that you can showcase is how you give back, how you are a business with purpose. Every single one of you, a resolution for you should be, how am I going to give back this year? What charity am I involved with? Who am I giving to not only give back because of actually I support this charity, but also because it gives this trust to everybody that, hey, you as a business professional are not just in this for the transaction. You actually care about what you're doing. And that endearment category is that. So maybe it's the Boys and Girls Club that you're involved with. Maybe it's the local food bank that you're involved with. You know, we do a charity issue every year in our magazine. We do breast cancer awareness some years. We do Feed America some years. We've done Homes for Heroes, but we always try to involve ourselves with these charities. Now, my company is spread across the nation. We have clients in every state. So we try to choose charities that are national so we can get all of our clients involved in the giving and raising awareness. But for you, I would really encourage you, hey, go local with your charity. So go local, get involved with the local food bank, get involved with the local Girls and Boys Club. But you can also think about like the local school, the local PTA or something like that you can get involved in and give back, because that's an endearing piece of content that connects you to the community and gives you the ability to build trust with your client base, because people want to work with the business of purpose. All right, so let's talk about the 26 touch points. Joe, appreciate that. Joe just says he just finished his proof for his February magazine through Reminder Media. So appreciate that. Ingracia, good morning. I see you here on the show. So good morning. Just wanted to shout out your comment. Appreciate that as well. So 26 touch points. 12 of those touch points should be business related touch points. So that's once a month that you're sending business type related stuff. This is your educational content. 6 of them I would recommend be educational, but not selling. So educational, you're educating people. I met somebody at this True Choice conference. Most of their business comes from a YouTube channel where they're literally educating people on life insurance. And they're talking about things like annuities. They're talking about these educational or topics on their industry that are educational, but they're not really selling. So 6 touch points, make them educational. These can be frequently asked questions, like people that ask you all the time about policies, ask you all the time about how to insure themselves or whatever it is in the industry that you're in. These should be those type of touch points. You should be sending these some medium, either through email, through a text message to your client, or through a direct mail piece. Like I want a direct touch point going in. And if you want to double up, because remember, Brian Harris has 275 touch points. I'm giving you 26 minimum. So 12 of those 26 should be business related educational content. 6 of them being purely just educational. The other 6 being educational with a promotion for your business, right? So I can educate people all the time, but I also want to throw in there educational pieces that tie to how I can help them. right? You don't want to just constantly educate, but never give people a way to see that you can help them with what you just educated on. So I want to make sure when people hear me talk about relationship marketing or the amount of touch points you should do, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't tell people, I can help you with what I just educated on. You want to make sure you're doing that. So I want to teach people, hey, these touch points, I can help you, right? I can send one of my magazines as one of your relationship touch points when I educate on relationship marketing, because I want people to know that, hey, I have something, if you have a need, that I can help you with this topic that I just educated you on. So 6 of those touch points should be business promotional type touch points. So you can still attack it from an educational standpoint, but you're also promoting something that you're doing. So an easy way to think about this is you're hitting people once a month with a mailer or once a month with your email newsletter, you're educating them. And then the second one, you're doing a bigger promotion for people to understand, hey, get in now. This is what you need to think of. Tie it to something that's going on seasonal. That works extremely well. So for us, right, I'll just give you an example for us, like the holidays work extremely well for us because everybody wants to send a touch point over the holidays. Everybody wants to send a touch point and connect over 4th of July. These different events that happen throughout the year, we can tie our business promotional emails or activity to get people to take action. So 12 of your 26 is going to be business educational content. Take your other 12 touch points and make them relationship-driven touch points. So relationship-driven touch points are the entertaining and endearing category of your touch points. So you're already at 24, just doing literally 12 business touch points and 12 relationship-driven touch points. 1 a month is business, 1 a month is relationship-driven. If you're thinking about it this way, make it easy. Every 2 weeks, you're in front of that person almost with literally, hey, I'm hitting you with the business educational topic. I'm hitting you with the relationship entertaining or endearing topic. I'm hitting you with the business topic, and you're constantly in front of them. On the relationship-driven topic, think about what you're sending from this perspective. How can I add value from an entertainment perspective? Maybe you're doing like Joe and you're sending our magazines. That's 6 touch points for him right there that are entertaining type touch points for him that he can send out to his database through print. So 6 of his touch points can be print. He could take another 6, just adding up to that 12, and make those email touch points where he's sending our local events email. So that's another idea for you guys, right? We curate the local events that are happening in the area of your recipient, and we then pick the very best events that are happening over the next 2 weeks. So I live in, Harleysville, right? So my area is going to be the, Philadelphia region area. And we would curate, hey, here's what's happening in Philadelphia the next 2 weeks. And it's a touch point that can go out to your database. We get huge success with this because people love local content. It's entertaining. People want to know what's going on in their town, whether it's a concert, a festival, a play at the local theater. They want to know what's going on. But yet I'm seeing Luke Acree's brand coming to me in that email, and I'm getting a value piece of content from him that's purely just entertaining and educational to my business. So you could literally hit 12 touch points, just 6 magazines going out that have recipes, articles on fitness or health or travel, art, depending on what you want to do. And you have 6 emails going out with local events to your client base. That's an easy way to get to 12, but you can come up, how are you involved in your community? Right? How are you endearing yourself to your community? So my brother, who's a real estate agent down in Virginia, one of the touches he does is he raises awareness for his local food bank. It's Agape down there in Lynchburg, Virginia. He raises awareness by sending out a postcard to his database and to his farm area that he's prospecting to raise food for that local food bank. So one of his touch points that he gets that's purely just endearing him to that community is he's saying, hey, I want to support Agape. I want to raise awareness and get food. And what he does is he takes that touch point to the next level is he sends out a postcard raising awareness. Hey, we're collecting donations over these dates. You can drop them off at our local office. But then what he does is he takes it to the next level. He gets out there in those neighborhoods. He pops by his clients' homes and he literally picks up the food that they want to donate. Now he gets a face-to-face a conversation that's non-salesy. It's absolutely brilliant. He's introducing himself to all of his clients or all of his prospects again in a non-salesy way that endears him to the community and shows that he's a business of purpose. So that's just one idea of what one of those endearing touch points should be. So you got 12 business touch points going, 6 of them business with promotional of your product, services, what you're trying to do, 6 of them business educational. Then you got 12 touch points happening that are relationship driven, entertaining driven, or endearing driven, right? It's under the relationship category. I'm going to entertain these people by giving them valuable entertainment, a recipe card, local events that are happening in the community, things that they can do with their kids. We have all types of content like this on our site, remindermedia.com. There's actually a ton of free resources. So you don't even have to pay us. There's a ton of free resources on there too, if you want to check those out. But then you have also this entertaining category of what charity are you going to be involved in. All right, so that's already 24 touch points. Now I want to give you the hidden gem that we have found over interviewing over 250 plus top producers on our podcast, Stay Paid. So we've interviewed top producers in every industry, but the 3 main industries are real estate, insurance, and finance. And what has been amazing over the past 5 years of doing these interviews and breaking down, hey, what do you do for your database? Who are you, like, what are you sending? What's popular for you? What has really produced a ton of results? And the number one thing that Josh, my co-host, and I have seen over the years is you need to be doing client events. It is amazing. We have seen in every of the industries that we've interviewed, these top producers all talk about their client events that they're doing. You need to have client events as part of your 26 touch. If you're only doing 26 touches, you should be doing 2 client events a year. You don't even have to spend a ton of money on the client event. You can get really creative. Like there's someone who rents out a movie theater. There's someone that we've interviewed that literally does a putt-putt course. So they rent out the little putt-putt course and they do a couple prizes and stuff like that. We have heard really popular in the financial services industry is doing like a golf event. And the way they work this is like, if I wanted to invite Joe to my golf event, because he's one of my clients, I would say, hey, Joe, we're throwing this golf event. Hey, can you put together a foursome of your friends? You know, if you can get 3 other guys to play with you, would love to have them come out and do this event. As the person who's hosting it, I don't even play golf. I basically am the cart boy that will drive around and give drinks and give food to people. And I get a network with all the golfers that are going. But here's the beautiful thing about it. Joe is going to bring 3 friends. And most likely, Joe's friends are like him. Birds of a feather flock together. And if Joe is a client of mine, there's a good chance that maybe I can turn Joe's friends into clients of mine. But in a non-salesy way, it's a relationship-driven way. And here's the beautiful thing. You're doing 2 client events. That already takes you to 26 touch points. But here's where it just gets off the hook easy, right? Or just off the chain exponentially. Is now I get a call and invite people to my client event. I get to send an invitation. After they come to the client event, I get to follow up with them and check in, make sure they had a good time and get feedback. I get literally 3 other easy touch points that I can add just around my client events. And if you do 2, that's another 6 touch points that you can add on. And all of a sudden, man, I'm up to 32 touch points without even trying. And then here's what I would tell you that is beautiful about client events. You trigger such reciprocity at those client events, you should be asking people to review you. You should be asking people, hey, would you mind writing a review for me on my Google business profile, on my Facebook page, whatever page you have that's popular for you in your industry to get you those reviews? Because then you can take those reviews. And remember, I mentioned 12 business touch points that you should be having, 6 of those needing business promotional. Man, take those reviews and put those reviews in some of your business touch points that you're sending out, because it's showing people not only are you educating people on this topic, but man, I'm also changing lives here. Listen to what my client XYZ said about how I help them. And it really elevates and builds that trust. So if you think about it, man, all you need 12 business touch points, 6 of them being educational and your frequently asked questions, put those in an email, create a postcard around them or an email newsletter around them. Take 12 touch points, make them relationship driven. Hey, 6 of those or even 8 of those can really be entertaining. So recipe cards, local events that are happening, things in the community, kids activities, things that you think people would enjoy that are in your database. And then some of them being endearing, i.e. here's the charities I support, here's how I give back. Make it maybe 2 to 4 of them being more endearing to your community. And then do 2 client events a year. And at that point, now all of a sudden you're hitting your clients 26 times and it's super simple. But now if you do the invitation where you're calling people, you're sending an invitation out, you're up to 32 times. And if you add on what I like to call is 4 quarterly calls. So or 4 calls every year. So 4 every quarter, you do a call to your database. That is a way to take your drip that's happening for your 12 touch points that are going out business-wise and your 12 touch points that are going out relationship-wise, take it from passive to proactive. So I want my clients to be taking their marketing from passive to proactive. What that means is these touch points, so right, you do my Start Healthy magazine. This is a passive touch point. This is a billboard for you in the home. Well, here's the thing. When you are doing a passive touch point, you're not on the offensive. You're on the defensive, meaning you can't control where the ball is going to go. Well, I want to get you on the offensive. I want you to control where the ball is going. I want you to be able to get that referral. You need to make sure your marketing gives you triggering events to where you can be on the offense. So a triggering event could easily be a touch point where you like send a magazine and you call that person up and go, hey, Luke, was thinking about you today. I just got my latest issue of Start Healthy. It reminded me I'm sending it to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hey, if you get a chance, check out the article on page 7. It was amazing. Hey, how are you and Megan doing? How's life going for you? I know we haven't talked in a while. I just wanted to catch up. All of a sudden, my marketing, which has been passive to my database, now comes and makes it proactive because I can pick up the phone. It's a triggering event, and I can now call you and have a conversation about, hey, how's life going? That solidifies the repeat business. That solidifies the renewal. That solidifies, can I upsell? Do I need to help you with anything else? Because as you take care of them, they're naturally, the conversation is going to be like, how's your work going? And you go, oh man, it's really interesting right now. Here's what I see is happening. Here's what people need to be aware of. And you can share with them value adds that you have for them in your business. And then before you close out your phone call, make sure you share with them that you would love to help their friends and family. Make sure you say, hey, Luke, love being your insurance agent, man. As I think about this year, I really want to help, more families make sure they're protected and make sure they have all the right information. And as I think of the clients I want to work with, man, if I could work with, not to be funny, 1,000 Lukes, it would be amazing. You might think that'd be crazy, but for me, that'd be amazing. Do you know anybody that you could connect me with that I could be a resource to? Maybe they're not looking right today, but I would love to be connected with them. And if they ever need anything, be there for them and get them the information that they need. Anybody pop into your mind? And as you ask that question, all of a sudden what you've done is you've tied an action that you want to the marketing that you're doing. So when you make these quarterly calls to your clients, hey, I'm going to call everybody in my database once a quarter. I'm going to check in with them, build the relationship with them. I'm going to check in and see how they're doing, solidify that relationship, and then I'm going to plant that seed. Do you know anybody that you could connect me with that I could be a resource to, because we'd love to help them and make sure they're taken care of from an insurance standpoint? When you plant that seed, now you connected the marketing with the activity and you start training. Not that you want to think about your clients like pets, right? But you know how you train your pets, and slowly over time, they start to know, okay, I can get a treat by sitting down. I can do these things. You want to train the consumer that, hey, I'm in front of you. I'm giving value to you. If you want to repay it, if you want to help me out, this is how you can do it. And you ask. 91% of people will refer, according to Dale Carnegie. 11% of salespeople ask. 91% say they will refer, 11% actually ask. I am on the side of saying you should ask. It plants the seed. They might not have somebody today, but over time you will water that seed and nurture that seed, and you're going to talk to them 4 times minimum this year. You'll be able to water and plant that seed, and they will come across somebody in their year that needs your expertise, and in that moment, will they think of you or will they think of the competition? See how easy you can get to 26 touch points? It's literally, so that you don't have to partner with a company like Reminder Media. Would love to work with you, of course. But there are so many companies where you can literally just get 12 email newsletters so easy. You can go out there and find a charity that you're passionate about, that you want to give proceeds from your business or you want to be involved in. Really easy. There's so much out there that you can be involved in from a charity standpoint. You just got to take action on that. You can build out these 12 touch points relationship-wise, 12 touch points business-wise, 2 client events. Man, you will have a bare minimum of 26 touch points going, probably a ton more. And that is the minimum you need to make sure you're generating referral and repeat business. Oh man, I see the comments blowing up over here. Appreciate you guys. Sorry, I have trouble when I'm on these lives looking at the comments and all the places and responding to them. But I'm going to wrap up there. Here's my encouragement to you, okay? Is as you guys are thinking about your database, you want to automate your marketing, not automate the conversation. So you want to look for systems, companies, people you can partner with that will help automate so you don't have to really do a ton on these business touch points or on these educational or entertaining touch points, but it doesn't automate the conversation. It sets you up and triggers you to have that conversation with your clients to be able to build the relationship. So you want to automate the marketing, not automate the conversation. A lot of times what happens is people will not automate the marketing, then it's too time consuming, or they'll automate the marketing and think they don't have to make the phone calls. You must make the phone calls. You must be in touch. Appreciate you guys so much. Let us have an amazing week. It's Monday. We're kicking it off. Kick it off strong. Set the tone for yourself this week. And also go look at your life right now and go, hey, I have $1 million vision for my life. Am I surrounded by one-cent-minded people? And if I am, you got to make a change, right? You can't expect the same input and get a different output. That's the definition of insanity. You got to change that input. Get around people who have $1 million vision for their life. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great one. See ya.